Hello again. The Green Flag is on tour at Southwick Parkrun here in the outskirts of Trowbridge. We've got a 2.5 lapper here, all on kind of gravel tarmac, out with the flag. It's a bit boggy underfoot. Hopefully, there's quite a lot of trees as you'll see around me. Hopefully nothing that will catch the flag out on my back today. Come and join me as we take on Southwick Parkrun.
So Mark Wallace has done 300 park runs and he's up there. 300 park runs.
And I just about catch the start of the park run, but we are off. Southwick Country Park parkrun, based in Southwick in Trowbridge in Wiltshire, and this is the next on my route of Wiltshire park runs that I'm running with the green FearFree flag, where we're chasing green flags, and I'll go a little bit more into that in a moment. But you can see here, lovely sky, nice day for a park run, nice and warm, but the path here at the start of Southwick is quite narrow, so we're fairly near the front. Luckily it's not too crowded, but there's not a lot of scope to go on the grass because the grass is super muddy, wet, so you want to try and stay on this compact gravel path if you can. And we start with a couple of 100 meters along this track, and then we turn through into the woods where we see our first marshal. Southwick Parkrun is 2 3/4 laps, so we start 1/3 of the way round when we start. So there's a walk of about 400 meters from the finish line to the start, and then we do the laps around. Here we go, just turning into the woods. I'll get in early doors and say thank you very much to all the marshals for today. Everybody who comes and makes parkrun happen. I say this every week, but without them we wouldn't have any parkruns. So the timers, the marshals, everybody on finish tokens, all of the people involved in the pre-race setup, thank you very much. As we go down the puddly avenue through the woods, and this has been flooded before. Here we go, big puddle here. Woo. Yeah, in the past this has been ankle deep all the way because there's a river just on our right hand side of a little brook, so that can get really high, and on occasions we've splashed through here. But we'll see just up ahead, photographer, this is Martin Pierce. We'll wave to Martin as he takes our photos. He has volunteered over 500 times as well, and he's been taking photos at Southwick Parkrun for years and years and years. If you've ever run at Southwick, the likelihood is he's got taken a photo or two of you running around the parkrun. So we're through the wooded section, and we're just coming down to the little jink in the route that takes us down towards Puddle Corner. But yes, we mentioned earlier about FearFree, so if you've been watching my videos you'll have seen the green flag. I'll probably put it in the thumbnail for this video. So we've done Chippenham, we've done Melksham, we've done Fulston Park, and now we're here at Southwick. Lots of people coming up and chatting about the flag, and we're interested about the marathon challenge. They're interested about the work we do with FearFree. And if you don't know, FearFree are a charity that help people who've been victims of domestic abuse and violence at home and sexual exploitation. They've got an office here in Trowbridge and another one in Exeter. So in London Marathon they've got 2 runners this year. There is me representing the Trowbridge branch, and we have another runner who's representing the Exeter branch. Here we are coming up to Puddle Corner. We can't take the cut through today, so we're filtered into single file through the bush, round the sploshy puddle on the floor. Again, this isn't too bad today. This has been super bad previous times in the winter, but we're all fine. And we're on the long drag back down now to the start-finish straight. So I've settled into a nice routine here on the run. The flag isn't too bad actually for running in the weather. I've not had too much issues with wind. Today was quite a still day, and probably position-wise low teens at the moment. I just start picking people off as we go around for the day. This bit's lovely on the first lap because we don't come up past any back markers. Lap 2 is not too bad, but when we get to the 3rd lap it can get a little bit busier, so it's very much keep left when you're running, keep right when you're overtaking. It says me going past on the right in this instance. Buggies are allowed, dogs are allowed, so it's a very inclusive parkrun here. And then when everybody's finished there's a local cafe, so everybody will vanish off to the cafe. Now, Southwick is the first ever park run that I did. I think my first one was in 2014, so like 12 years ago now. And I don't think I was addicted to parkrun when I started. I know some people get the bug really early on. I know when I started parkrun, I kind of did a couple of sporadic ones through 2014, got my time down below 20 minutes for the first time at Southwick. But I don't really remember getting swept up by parkrun. It took another year or so before I really started getting the bug for it. Southwick was my home for my very early parkrun journey. I think I've done about 90 parkruns now just at Southwick, and 369 in total. My home one now is Melksham, and I've done over 120 or so parkruns at Melksham. But yeah, between Melksham and here, I'd say the majority of my parkruns have been between those two. Here we go, we're just going through past the picnic tables and down. This is your sprint finish. This is a downhill stretch, goes all the way down. You'll get a lot of big sprint finishes. When there's a photographer at the end of here, it always looks quite spectacular with people flying down this hill. Lots of what we call two-footer photos, where people have a photographer and neither of their feet on the floor, so it looks like they're flying through the air. And you see the start-finish barriers just down here. There we go, just starting to filter us in. So that's where we'll be finishing our park run. And we have 2 laps to go from here. There's all the volunteers waiting for us to come back in a moment. Through the new little cut through, I say new cut through, that's been there a couple of years now. We used to go a bit further down around a V at the bottom of this park run. We go through the little cut through the woods. And then this is the uphill section. There's a muddy little slippery corner there. But this goes uphill, and this takes us back up to the start-finish area. Oh, sorry, the start area. Oh, there we go, the guy in front of me having a little slip. It wasn't overly muddy, but there are wet, muddy patches. You can see where these puddles form. And for the rest of the time, this gets quite a lot of heavy footfall with dog walkers for the rest of the time. They kind of give it an avoidance when there's a park run on, but if you come here any other time, there's quite a lot of families, which is nice, walking around with their dogs. So here we go. It's deceptive, this hill. It doesn't seem too bad, but it does just drag on for about 400 or 500 metres up the hill. So a bit more about the marathon challenge. Yes, I am running London Marathon in April. So at the time of this park run, it was 8 weeks and 1 day to go. I've got a fundraising target. I'm trying to hit £2,500 for FearFree, but I'm also personally hoping to run about 3 hours, or if I can break that sub 3 hour point, that would be fantastic. I've been close a couple of times. I've got a 3:03 at Newport. I've got a 3:05 in Chester. So I've just got to hope everything on the day comes together. If I don't manage to sub 3, I mean, I'm really hoping I am. Everything's going to fly towards it. But if I miss it for any reason, I'm still hoping to get good for age time to get me back to Boston again, because I'd love to go back and run Boston Marathon. I feel I've got unfinished business with Boston, because when I went there in 2024, out of nowhere, we suddenly had like 23, 24 degrees, and it just didn't make for fast marathon conditions. And I know quite a few people early on just made the decision to like, okay, we're not going to get a PB today, let's enjoy it. And I'm so glad I took my foot off the gas and enjoyed it. But I do feel like I've got a much better time in Boston in me, so we'd love to qualify and go back there one day. So if my London time's good enough, I should be doing that. You can see on the course here, so we're on to our second lap, well onto our second lap. We're back through the woods again. Thank you, Marshall. But yeah, I'd love to go back to Boston, and good for age times to try and get some of the other races as well. There's other races, other marathons I'd love to get back into. There seems to be harder and harder, the bigger ones these days, that more and more becoming balloted. All the world majors are ridiculously hard to get into, but even things like Valencia now, if I wanted to go back and do that, that's ballot system. So if you get your good for age times and better times, it makes it a little easier, or it gives you an extra route to get into these races. And there's always a benefit. After a big training block of marathon training, you are super fit. So the hope is that after that, I can do some road racing and get some good times off the back of this over the other distances as well. I know quite a few of my PBs have been done off the back of marathon training. And we're back round to Martin again. And actually, Some of you might know that Martin does have an alter ego. He's known as Superman. So himself, he's training to run the Bath Half Marathon in his shoe. I'll put a picture up here. He raises money for Children's Hospice and has been raising tens of thousands of pounds over the last, I lost count how many years he's been doing it now. So if you ever see the shoe running around, always give him support. He always appreciates it. So we're well into our second lap now around Southwick. I'll just take this opportunity to thank everybody for their support of these videos. I've been trying to do them weekly to support the charity build up towards London Marathon, but the engagement I've had through it has been fantastic. People are having a chat to me at these park runs at other runs I'm doing, saying they're enjoying watching them. So it is really appreciated. Thank you to all the new subscribers who've come on the last couple of weeks, supporting the channel. You can do that too. You can either subscribe or just give a little link or a little comment to this video below. It'd be really appreciated. Give me your feedback. Tell me if you want to see me running somewhere else with the flag, because I've got plenty of weeks of training to do, so I want to get the flag seen as many places as I can. We're just coming through the cut through again on Puddle Corner, and this is one of the parts of the course that's changed many times over the years I've been doing it. That cut through that's just on the left never used to exist, so it all used to be this straight ahead round this corner that's really muddy now. And then they built the cut through, which made it that we could avoid Puddle Corner, but now that cut through is starting to wear away a little bit with the use, so we're back through, as you saw there, some single file just around Puddle Corner, just picking off some of the tail runners and the tail walkers at the moment, and the park walkers who are all out there getting their 5Ks in. I am not going to be with the Green Flag next weekend. I am actually going to be up in Nottingham racing the Inter-Counties Cross-Country Championships, where I've been lucky enough to have been selected by Wiltshire to represent the county at the championships. Now, I'm kind of dreading it because it's going to be some of the best runners from all the counties across England, and I have a horrible feeling I'm going to be somewhere near the back. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be such a big challenge to run a race with such a high calibre of runners. So I'll try and take my camera along and film that one. But that's on a Saturday, so it does mean that I'll have to give the parkrun a miss with the flag on next Saturday. It was a real surprise to see a message from Wiltshire Athletics saying I've been selected to race cross-country for them. I have done a lot of cross-country this winter. I've really been a focus to try and build some of the leg strength for the marathon training block. So I've been racing the 4 counties, Wiltshire County, Southwest Cross-Country Championships. So lots of different races across the region. So it's probably been a nice reward at the end of it to get this call up to represent the county. I did at the Gloucester Cross Country League, picked up 3rd Vet 45 male for the season as well. So I am getting some success off the back of this cross country season, which again, like I say, is nice reward for the work that goes in over the winter. The winter isn't the prettiest time to get out running. Some of the long runs this year so far, 2026, I've been absolutely drenched. And I know a lot of people who've been marathon training who have really been struggling with the weather. But we are starting to turn now. It's a little bit more spring in the air, lots of daffodils coming up and all the snowdrops and stuff. So fingers crossed we're through the worst of winter and the marathon training can start kicking on with some nice weather. So we're just coming down to the finish line to start the very last lap. Little lad in front of me giving it the absolute beans downhill. Good man. So you can see all the volunteers starting to get ready for the first finishers who'll be coming through in a few minutes. So we're back through the cut through and we are on to the final lap. There's Vicky, we've just passed. She just picked up a 500 vest last week, or a 500 t-shirt. So congratulations Vicky, you've been park running for a long time, fully deserved that 500 top. Now in 2 weeks time, it's very exciting, I will be at the Bath Half Marathon, which is our big local half marathon to where we are, and I will be wearing, for those of you who've seen me running before, my helicopter, the Garycopter costume. So it will have the dual branding of the Wiltshire Air Ambulance, and it will also have the FearFree logos on, and we'll be fundraising through the Mayor of Melksham's charities to raise awareness and money for both the charities, which is super exciting. We broke the world record in the helicopter last year at Bristol, but I think I always wanted to run Bath in the costume just because the charity is the Bath and Wiltshire Air Ambulance. So it'd be nice for the air ambulance to come home and run its race that it was supposed to run in the first place. We are just getting to the top of the climb for the last time, back to where we started the park run. And what I'll do from here is I'll fast forward a little bit towards near the end of the run when we just start to hit the descent in for the final time. So we're just coming through the final opening now. Some more big milestone tops there, 500 and 250. And it's the final sprint finish. Down we go. People still got one more lap to go, so they're staying out on the left hand side. You can get some real speed down this finish here. I'm closing and closing, but I don't quite make it up one more position. I think the flag on my back stops me from the full out sprint finishes, but there we go. Through the gate, just over 20 minutes, which is good timing for the flag run. I think that's my fastest 5k with the flag. Thank you, Sarah, for the finish token. She gave me 2, she was so excited. There we go. And then we go and get our barcode scanned. So as I go and get scanned, just a massive thank you to everybody again at Southwick. Thank you for joining me on today's journey, and I shall join you for the next video soon.